is the Magnate. On this week's edition, we are reaching you from Galip Chamber in the city of Ilorin, the capital of Kwara State, the state of harmony. Today, we shall be focusing on the legal profession. I'm sure you're hazarding a guess as to who our guest for the week is. We shall focus on litigation vis-a-vis arbitration. Of course, we are also going to be looking at growing our businesses because he's well endowed to interact with us. Let's give you this background report of his profile. When we come back, it will be an interactive conversation with our magnate for the week. Join us shortly.
Yusuf Ali, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Principal Partner at Galip Chamber, started his early life by being enrolled in a local Quranic school and in a formal school in 1960. After his primary education, he went to a secondary modern school for 3 years. He worked briefly before he gained admission to Ibadan Boys High School, Ibadan, where he passed the school certificate with grade 1. He was the labor prefect. He again worked briefly as a clerical officer in the old Oyo State Ministry of Finance as a tax officer posted to Igbora in 1977. He gained admission to University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, in 1978 and graduated with a second-class upper division for his Bachelor and Laws degree. He was a winner of prestigious Federal Merit Awards for undergraduates and a university scholar while an undergraduate at Ife. He attended the Nigerian Law School, where he also passed with a second-class upper division. About a decade after graduation, Yusuf Ali went back to his alma mater for his master's program, which he completed with flying colors in 1991. When he bagged his LLM, he was appointed by the Chief Justice of Nigeria in 1989 as a notary public. He attained the highest professional honor at the Nigerian Bar in 1997, when he was conferred with the prestigious and honorable title of the Senior Advocate of Nigeria, SAN. Yusuf Ali has been in active legal practice for over 3 decades. He joined the law firm of Adegboyega Awolomo and Co. in 1983 and rose to become a partner before he left to found his own law firm in June 1994. He is the principal and founder of the law firm Yusuf O. Ali and Co. Galip Chambers, with offices at Ilorin, Lagos and Abuja, with Ilorin as the head office. Yusuf Ali SAN is a member of many professional bodies such as Nigerian Bar Association, International Bar Association, American Bar Association, Commonwealth Lawyers Association, among others. He has won and conferred with many fellowships such as Fellow of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, UK, Fellow, Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, Nigeria, Member, Chartered Institute of Taxation, Nigeria, Fellow, Society for Peace Studies and Practice, Fellow, Dispute Resolution Institute, Honorary Fellow, Nigerian Mining and Geoscience Society. Yusuf Ali SAN also served and is still serving on boards of many companies and institutions. He was the chairman Kwara State Law Reform Committee. He is a member of the Board of Trustees of Al-Hikmah University, Ilorin. He was the pioneer chairman, Council of Public Defenders, Kwara State. He is the chairman board of directors, Apex Microfinance Bank Limited. Yusuf Ali SAN held and still holds many professionals, too numerous to count. Mr. Yusuf Ali SAN is a patron and legal advisor to many professional and socio-cultural groups all over Nigeria. He is also an associate lawyer at the Faculty of Law, University of Ilorin. He has delivered more than 200 papers on different and diverse topics at various fora, including the International Bar Association Conference, Commonwealth Law Association Conference, annual conferences of the Nigerian Bar Association, among others. Yusuf Ali has been awarded more than 100 honors from within and outside Nigeria. The endowment of the awards in his palatial chamber is an intimidating and diverse. He is listed in the American Biographical Institute, Who is Who, as well as in Nigeria's Who is Who. He is an ardent believer of keep fit exercise and philanthropist with a strong belief of giving back to the society and adding value to lives under the aegis of his foundation. Yusuf Ali is a well-traveled man and has visited all the continents of the world for professional and educational purposes.
How best can we provide sufficient food on our tables? From the platform of Beyond the Frontiers, an Agric magazine program from the stable of Ames Media Company Limited presents a webinar to commemorate 2021 World Food Day with focus on various strategies to boost food sufficiency. The keynote speech will be delivered by Alhaji Alwan Ali Hassan, Managing Director and CEO, Bank of Agriculture. Other speakers are Mrs. Edobong Akpabio, Chairperson Agro-Allied Group, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Kola Aderivigbe, Managing Director of KSP Farms. The webinar comes up Friday 15 October 2021 in commemoration of the World Food Day. Time 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. The webinar will be moderated by Aja Amina Muhammad, MD, Ames Media Company Limited. It's time to get the various strategies to make food sufficient for consumption with the aspiration of taking our food and natural potentials beyond the frontiers of our shores. Join the conversation.
You're welcome back. The program is still the Magnate, and it's my pleasure, really delighted to be hosted in the Garlic Chamber, where Barrister Yusuf Olaolu Ale is the managing partner. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you for hosting us. We must congratulate you on your legal practice in Nigeria,
Thank you
which
very
is
much.
more or less international, global recognition. In simple terms, what is litigation, sir?
Litigation is the process where two individuals or corporate organizations or government department have disagreement, and they submit such disagreement to the courts for adjudication. The process that drives that attempt to settle disagreement using the court system is what you call litigation.
When they use litigation, we also hear the other side, arbitration. What is the difference? Are there differences in the two of them?
Of course, there are. Arbitration is a system where when individuals or corporate bodies have disagreements about their agreements which they have reached, one party is alleging the agreement has been breached, the other one is saying no, it has not been breached. It's a method of settlement of disagreement using private means now, whereas litigation is you use government institutions, the courts.
Okay.
Whereas in arbitration, the individuals will choose their own judge or judges who will preside and decide on who is right or who is wrong. But unlike litigation, where the outcome is a judgment, in arbitration, you call it an award.
Okay.
Because it is less adversarial than litigation.
Now, on the other side, we hear of ADR. Oh, is it related to these two that we're talking
ADR,
about?
arbitration is just an aspect of ADR. It's
Okay.
alternative dispute
Dispute
resolution. Under it, you have arbitration, which is the most pronounced. You have mediation. You have good offices and such other methods, which is in the hands of private people. It is the individuals that have issues that will choose the mode of alternative dispute resolution. It is used advisedly in contrast to litigation.
Okay. Now, how well is the litigant protected in Nigerian law practice?
Our laws protect every person who approaches the court for resolution of any dispute. For example, even our Constitution, in Section 36 of Section 1, the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, protects the rights of every individual to fair hearing, which means that nobody can be condemned or damnified without hearing his own side. So that is the takeoff point.
Okay.
And then, of course, there are rules of court, there are laws, other laws that support and bolster the rights of litigants before the courts.
Okay, I mean, from your practice, is it possible to combine this?
The two parts of the practice.
Yes,
it's
sir.
very possible.
Or can you specialize?
For example, yes, you can also decide that, okay, I'm no more going to do litigation, I'll be doing arbitration. For people like me, for example, we combine the two. I'm a litigator, as Americans will call it. That is, a lawyer that goes to court to try to vindicate people's rights. Number two, I'm also an arbitrator. I'm actually a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Arbitration of the UK and even of Nigeria. So you can combine the two. There are some of our colleagues who have started to branch out earlier.
Is there a special training apart from going to study law in the university, the law school, do you have special training to be a litigator?
Technically speaking, there's no such thing as special training. I think what you have is pupillage and tutelage.
Okay.
When you leave the law school, it's advisable you try to work in a law firm depending on your interest. If you want to become a litigator, for example, there are big law firms in Nigeria that are very good in litigation, that is, in going to court to assist people to vindicate their rights. If you want to go the way of ADR, by way of arbitration or mediation, there are also now law firms that are well known for this. And of course, there are also law firms that are hybrid, like our own law firm. We do litigation, we do arbitration. So it depends on your interest. But the important thing is, when you leave the law school, it's good to have some level of pupillage, some level of training.
Apprenticeship.
Yes, something like apprenticeship in well-established law firms. And then you pay attention to the area of law in which you actually really want to work in later in life. So that is the training that is necessary. And I think in most professions, that's what you get. The Nigerian Bar Association is now trying to institute continuing legal education, like it happens in other jurisdictions, where you attend some courses in a year and you are granted some points, which is part of the things that will be considered when you are renewing your license for practice the coming year.
What you are well known for, pardon me, I know you want to be a bit modest, is high-profile cases in the political arena, so to say. I mean, winning more than even if there are losses. What's the drive? I mean, that's what informed asking if there's a special training, because you are not alone in the profession, but we see some of the cases you handle, you come top-notch.
As a lawyer, one thing one should do is that you must first of all know that there's no substitute for hard work. There's no substitute for honesty. There's no substitute for integrity. And there's no substitute for search for knowledge all the time. In my career, I've done quite a number of election dispute resolution cases. I just want to say that the training I had and the passion I have is that I try to be the best in anything I set out to do. And that, to me, should be the driving force of all persons, no matter where you find yourself, in any profession or vocation. Try to be the best that you can be. And I think never get satisfied with your attainment, whatever it is.
All right.
You must always be hungry for successes.
For knowledge too.
And of course for knowledge.
Thank you very much. Let's go for a breather now. Asking more questions about that on legal practice and also growing businesses, because he has a knack for nurturing and mentoring young businesses. We'll be back shortly.
That Malam Yusuf Olaolu Ali is a household name in legal practice with global recognition is no news. What most people may not know is his impact in contributing to humanity in general and educational institutions, particularly those in the Southwest. Though an indigenous of Ilorin, Kwara State, as a Pro-Chancellor of Osun State University, it bestows on him to raise the bar of academic excellence of the institution, having also contributed immensely to the law faculty of Crescent University, Abeokuta. It therefore deserves to be celebrated by all and sundry. With the slogan of Osun State, the land of virtue, the drums rolled out to celebrate 30 years of the creation of the state. The activities was climaxed with a grand reception with the prominent sons and daughters in attendance, including past governors of the state and governors of southwestern states. The event naturally provided a platform to reward some deserving personalities who have contributed immensely to the development of the state, among whom is the erudite Malam Yusuf Olaolu Ali, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. A fellow son and executive governor of Ondo State presented the award to him, laced with the citations and eulogies of a known face at most of the election tribunals.
I can remember very well when Malam Ali came to do his youth come in the chambers of Chief Awomolo in Ilorin. You can imagine all of us have been together then. We send you to go and buy food for us. But now, let me fear to say, one day, someone will buy you no law. You know how to need. Coaching to me, you did about. He is known here not only as a legal practitioner. His philanthropic gestures have been recognized. And he's not yet Osun. He's already part of Osun. Although in a number of cases, you'll be on the other side, you'll be on this side, all of us will fighting. We're all fighting for Osun. You all remember in the early days when we had to fight for the symbol. So we're all on that side. But Yusuf Ali, you have done well. The state, on behalf of the governor, and the people of Osun want to recognize you. You have done so well, and everybody in Osun, we are all proud of you. You are leading, one of the leading election petition lawyers in this country today. So, I'm not making the case for him, because when I leave as governor, if you have election petition, bring first to me, I will call him there. So, I will still come back to the profession very soon. For Madam Ali, to deserve this. It's my great pleasure to give you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Madam,
Thank you so very much. As we said, this is from one.
As much as there are numerous of such awards and recognitions, each of them have their unique attributes. How does it feel to be so recognized?
I'm indeed very grateful. So I wouldn't say I've done anything extraordinary. I just see it as a blessing of Allah to put it in the hearts of people to recognize one in the little things one has done.
The award will sure spur him to contribute more to humanity and the state of Osun in particular, as we wish Malam Yusuf Olaolu Ali more success in his journey through life.
How best can we provide sufficient food on our tables? From the platform of Beyond the Frontiers, an Agric magazine program from the stable of Ames Media Company Limited presents a webinar to commemorate 2021 World Food Day with focus on various strategies to boost food sufficiency. The keynote speech will be delivered by Alhaji Alwan Ali Hassan, Managing Director and CEO, Bank of Agriculture. Other speakers are Mrs. Edobong Akpabio, Chairperson Agro-Allied Group, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Kola Aderivigbe, Managing Director of KSP Farms. The webinar comes up Friday, 15 October 2021 in commemoration of the World Food Day. Time, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. The webinar will be moderated by Aja Amina Muhammad, MD, Ames Media Company Limited. It's time to get the various strategies to make food sufficient for consumption with the aspiration of taking our food and natural potentials beyond the frontiers of our shores. Join the conversation.
Welcome back. This is the Magnates, and we're reaching you from Gallup Chamber. It's a law firm, the city of Ilorin, capital of Kwara State, the state of harmony. And I have with us, conversing with us on the Magnate today, Barrister Yusuf Olaolu Ali, the managing partner. You're welcome to the program again, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Now, let's look at your interest in nurturing young lawyers. Some of them you have groomed to the extent of even becoming senior advocate themselves. We have heard testimonies here and there. In fact, for the past few days, it's testimonies we've been hearing. What's the drive? Because some people will think, I don't want any competition. I don't want anybody to rub shoulder with me. Tell us, share with us.
Well, you know, the Yorubas, they have this very interesting adage that the sky is wide enough for all birds, not only to fly, but to also thrive.
To perch.
And I formed the impression, even from the time I was a younger person, that the success of a person, to say a person is successful, it has to be benchmarked against how many others have you assisted to get to their feet, either in the profession or in other spheres of life. As people will say it, how many people have you assisted in making? And of course, I appreciate the fact that I hold the society a lot of gratitude. So, to mentor others, to try to assist others, I see as payback for the society that God has used to also raise me from a position of nothing or nothingness.
Same thing goes for young businesses. We also hear that you nurture businesses, the young ones, you have interest in several businesses. Now, one will tend to ask if it's just to have interest in these businesses to become a shareholder or become chairman and a major key player in all these businesses.
The little interventions I've ever had and I'm trying to do is just to try to assist others. Since God has been very kind to me, I think I should extend part of the kindness to other people. When people bring their business things and I think I can be of assistance, like I always tell people, I may not be able to give you all the resources you need, but you can be sure I will try to assist in my own little way. And I try as much as possible to ensure that nobody comes to ask and goes empty-handed. It may not be up to what you require,
Expectation.
but at least I will ensure that I put something there in terms of assistance. Even in cases in which I may not be able to help materially, I sometimes also contribute whatever little knowledge I have to advise and counsel.
Do you think from the onset, businesses are well structured in Nigeria? Because the high rates of collapse, business on life support.
You see, Nigeria is a peculiar country. We always look for quick fix, quick profit. All those big corporations and industries we hear about outside of Nigeria started small and they grow. Many of startup business people want to start from the top, whereas you have to start from the base. And I always tell people that I'm a student of tokenism, or I'm a gradualist. I believe in starting small, growing bigger. So, and of course, you must remain constantly focused. Why most of the businesses in our country usually run into bad weather is one, lack of proper planning, inadequate planning, insufficient preparations, and then sometimes even people who go to the banks to take money for businesses divert part of the money to acquire comfort materials, non-necessities, set realizable targets, set attainable objectives. And then you'll be very sure. And then, of course, you must be committed to it. You must give it your all. There can't be half measures.
Okay. This conversation will not be complete if we don't zero in. Like I said, you are somebody of modesty. Your contribution to several tertiary institutions in the country. And then, of course, you are the sitting chairman of the Osun State Governing Council, so to say. Now, the question is, apart from all your contribution in terms of infrastructure and all that, part of giving back to the society, like you said earlier, how do you think the pandemic has affected learning in tertiary institutions? Because we hear now online and all that, particularly when you think of the concerns of the poor educational sector.
I think the pandemic, even though devastating and debilitating, has provided a lot of new vistas for education generally, either tertiary or even lower levels of our educational system. When the pandemic became full-blown about the middle of last year,
The lockdown.
I told some people, I said, you know, this thing is good for our country. The reason is because, I said, at least for the health sector, our health sector has been neglected for too many years. And a time came when the high and the low, the rich and the poor, the well-to-do and not well-to-do, we were all confined within the space of our country. So those who
Our
ordinarily
house.
had access and could run out of Nigeria for the slightest of ailment were constrained to remain here. And for me, that provides a good opportunity for our leaders to do what is right with our health system. And I can tell you there are snippets of such things. Before this pandemic became this full-blown, there were not more than maybe 1 or 2 places in Nigeria where you could test for COVID. Today, virtually every state has a PCR lab.
The Magnate is still the program. Let's give you a break. Let's halt the conversation at this point. We'll continue with this interesting interaction with Barrister Yusuf Olaolu Ali, same time next week. Join us then.